You also have a
Hello, watchers, runners, and gods of the time stream. Grab a chair, conjure up a table, take a sip, just a sip of the liquor of the dead, make your constitution save, and then join us to talk about all things the dungeon run. Before I start, I just want to show off my amazing shirt that took 5 months to get here, but isn't it exciting? Yes,
I'm so jealous. I think
it
the
was
one that I wanted is now out of style. Like they didn't have to
Oh.
they couldn't keep it in stock. So I gotta wait for another round of really awesome shirts.
Well, it's awesome because this is the small. If you guys, anyone's questioning how little I am, this is the smallest size, and it goes down to my knees. That is all.
Oh no.
Anyway, yeah, let me give you some announcements before I totally forget because this episode has a lot to talk about today. So I'm excited to finally announce, after a lot of work between me and my Ertenfurt clones behind the scenes, we have finally put together an actual contest that we are going to be doing, and we're going to announce it next week. Super excited. I think you guys will like it. It's going to be fun. Also, to announce, don't forget that we will be doing the Stump the DM trivia here pretty soon, within the next 2 weeks or so. So if anyone still wants to help stump Jeff in trivia, there is a channel in the Discord called the Super Secret Question Room. Put your questions in there, and I think Sean, Patrick, and I will be sifting those out, getting the questions, and hopefully we as a community can stump Jeff. Also, I'm super excited for our newest segment today called The Blast from the Past. Just to remind you guys, that is in the interview a guest watcher. This episode, we are going to be interviewing a watcher who is not fully caught up yet. So, and the stars aligned, guys. This was not intentional. She just finished the Yan Mo battle. So it's so exciting. She doesn't even know how coincidental that is. So we're going to talk to her, get her predictions on what's going to happen, get her opinion on Mervis and Whitebeard and Yan Mo and the whole thing. It's really exciting. And no, she's not in the stream. I gave her very specific instructions to not be on until it's time. So I'm super excited, and it's going to be amazing. Yes, last thing, overall thoughts of the episode. For those of you who don't remember our amazing rating system given to us by Sean Patrick, if you thought the episode is a 1, that is you hit someone with a maul before watching the episode, or you hit yourself with a maul before watching the episode. And a 10 is you hit everyone else who hasn't seen the episode. Overall, I thought this episode was pretty flippin' fantastic. I give it a solid 8 out of 10 malls. 8 out of 10 malls. It had a little bit of everything. It was exciting, and I can't wait to dive in. What are your opening thoughts, girl?
I think I would give that a 10. Like, there was a lot of really great stuff in it. Yeah, I would actually give it a 10. And I gave it a 10 even right after the show ended on Wednesday because, I mean, the battles were great. The conversations were also quite great. A lot of things got hashed out in that episode, as well as we started learning a few different things about why this house the way it is. And then all these bombs got dropped as to like, okay, we have a new person here and a new person there we're going to bring it back. There's a few people that probably don't want to watch at the moment, but like I just think it was incredible how everything ties in from previous things and stuff like that. So I give it a 10 out of 10, but I was just so astonished at the end, like, no way, this person's back. So that to me is a really big thing. So that's why I give it 10 out of 10.
Oh, it was huge. It was huge, but we will get there. But we want to start off by talking. The first thing we really want to dive into together is I think it was right before intermission, the beautiful, amazing conversation between Civ and Lily.
Yes.
Before we super dive in, uh, the whole time I was watching this scene, I kept thinking about uh, our discussion we had 2 or 3 weeks ago on the watch party. And instead of just repeating myself and saying, remember when, uh, with the help of my amazing friend Gorman played, we put together this tiny little clip. So here's a recap of the episode and everything. So let's cut to a clip. He is using the things won't matter as a way to not hold himself accountable. I think that that's an excuse. They have gotten some sort of confirmation that things would change. If he wants to ignore that, if he wants to misinterpret that, I think that is Civ not wanting to take responsibility.
Well, I didn't realize that until you pointed it out. And it made me start to think. And it made me realize that I needed to stop looking outside of myself at Choron and Whitebeard in this silly situation that we're in, and start to question who I really am, why I'm here, and why we're doing all of this.
Yes. I think that's a good thing to question. There's so much for me to think about, you know? Because I haven't thought about it necessarily in the same way you have.
She's been suppressing her emotions. She's been using all these fun analogies. She's been intentionally not seeing what's in front of her.
You chose us. You could have chosen anyone. You could be off on a mission with some paladins, as far as I'm concerned. And yet you chose murderers and thieves.
Well, I don't really see you that way.
But that's just it. You're coming to terms with that. Right?
Coming to terms with what? That you're murderers and thieves?
Yes, we killed the halflings. Do you see?
Yes, but I haven't come to terms with that.
I know. That's why you're here. You either accept us for who we are, or you try to change us. Either way, you have to come to terms with it.
Okay.
You cannot say, I want to go back to being the heroes of Bingle and engage in criminal and murderous activities, or be a party to criminal or murderous activities. You can't. The answer is no. That's crossing the line. And I think that the party really needs to do a better job of holding themselves responsible and accountable for their actions, and holding each other accountable and responsible for their actions.
The thing I keep coming back to is it's fun to think that we're heroes. And I think we have a responsibility to ourselves and to everyone to constantly keep ourselves in check, you know?
You cannot say, hey, yeah, I killed this guy because I wanted to avoid prison, and claim you're better than Whitebeard. No.
I never thought of myself as a hero. I want to be a hero, but it's a dream.
Yeah. I know.
That was just such a good clip. Like, I'm so glad that you guys got that compiled, because that just makes way too much sense. I'm glad that Civ is now going through and going, oh, maybe I oopsied there for a little while and I need to make some fixes. But also, Lily, you really, really have got to come to terms with some of this stuff. And she agreed. She hasn't.
Well, and I think that for me, I did say that 2 weeks ago that I thought it was going to be. I was supposed to be on the right, just saying. I thought it was going to be Lily that really took the first step in holding herself and everybody accountable. But the fact that it was Civ who really stepped forward, and I know it's because Lily's comments about putting her boundaries down, like everything we talked about. But I think what Civ was saying though is so true. You know, like I said, he finally it was like, okay, I'm going to hold myself accountable. Who do I want to be? Bigger picture stuff. What does this mean? And I think the fact that my favorite part was that he held Lily accountable, and he sat there and he was like, we are murderers and thieves. Hello, like you need to accept that or not leave per se, but I mean, she's has those blinders on. And one thing I do want to say that because this for me was one of the most beautiful parts of this whole conversation. First of all, I really do love all of the characters. I love them. I love them. I love them. However, there are times where I feel more connected with some of the characters, and sometimes I feel more disconnected from some of the characters. And as of late, I felt very disconnected from Lily just because she's hiding her emotions. She's not expressing herself. She's not standing her ground. And I felt really disconnected from that. But even in this conversation with Civ, she said, this world is scary and it's nothing like that little isolated home. And the fact that she just acknowledged, yeah, I do have blinders on at times because this world is scary. That was huge for me. She was very human. She was very vulnerable for the first time and forever. And I really connected with her on that. And it was just beautiful. And even the specific words were Civ. Like I said, you can't play both games. You can't be a hero, villain. You can't run with one crowd. And he said, I've never saw myself as a hero. It's just a dream. And I remember in chat in the live show, I was typing like his poem. I remember a time when I would dream about what it was like to be a hero. It was very emotional and it was very good. And I think that Civ is taking a lot of steps in the right direction. And hopefully Lily follows suit. It helps keep them in the right direction rather than letting them fall back. It was really beautiful.
Well, I think part of it is whenever you hit rock bottom, you usually are going to make some sort of realization and start rethinking everything. And maybe that's what he needed to do, is hit rock bottom and take a step back and go, okay, this is what's really going on in front of me. This is what I've been doing. This is what we all been doing. Oh, and Lily has really made a big point here. Maybe I should reevaluate what's going on.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the fact she just, and as soon as he said, I don't see myself as a hero, and she's just like, I know. Like she was, I think she genuinely was taking everything Sib said. And yeah, I agree, heroes kill when necessary, but has this party done anything necessary in a while? Anyway, no, I just think that Sid was really, I agree with someone in the chat. I think maybe for me personally, he may be reading too much into everyone else's purpose and everyone else's perspective, but I think he was spot on with his own thoughts and calling Lily out in a very genuine way. I think he was spot on that for sure. But did you want to mention your thoughts on Fahima, or like how he took Fahima and Ugo's?
Right. Well, with Fahima and Ugo, it hold on a sec. Let me scroll back up here to, oh geez, I lost my place on my notes. I take notes, guys, because I don't have as great of a memory as Failwaffle does.
So basically, she said that
anyway.
He said that Fahima was there to, she thought Fahima thinks that she's powerless and that Fahima's there to try to find that she's powerful. Shiv said something like that.
Right. And I think with that is like, she's part of the reason why she is here is she needs to be able to find that balance. And Ugo the same way. For her, powerless, yes, she's an incredibly powerful person, but that's not necessarily like her magic power. This is her inner confidence and believing in herself that she does have the ability to make a difference. And in the mud pits, she did not feel that way. She felt entirely powerless at the situation, even though she was like, I can burn this whole joint down and be done with this, but I need to do it in a different fashion. I wish I had the power like Lily does. Well, she didn't really feel that confident, and Ugo was trying to let her know, yes, you have that confidence. So building up that confidence, she kind of slingshot herself way too far forward and had too much confidence in that battle with the Fulling, and then just took it too far. And then she started going, oh, maybe it was a little bit too far. And then in the Castle Rum, going against those ghosts, she was kind of unsure about that as well. So it's like, she needs to find that balance. She needs to find the right kind of power to be applied to the situation. And there's no clear cut answer to that.
I I don't know. I feel like I do think that for me, I think Sid was definitely reading more into it, which for honestly, it makes sense. I think when you hit rock bottom, I think when all of us know when we're struggling in life, we look for purpose and we look for meaning. And I think that was him trying to not only find his purpose, but help his friends find theirs. Because honestly, who knows? Except for Fahima, what Fahima is actually going through. Who knows what Fahima is thinking in the moment? I would love to find out. I would love for her to share her thoughts. But I don't necessarily think it's her feeling powerless overall. I think that I agree with you in the sense that I think she's trying to find different ways to assert herself. I feel like Fahima is trying not to be this all embodiment fire and strength, and I think she wants to be more than that. And I think she's trying to find that, and it's not working for her, and so she resorts back to fire.
Right. Well, if she's not careful, she might go down the path that the Ashen Mage was predicting
I mean,
for her. Like, it's just scary. Absolutely scary if she does end up being powerful in the wrong ways. And I think she's really afraid. She didn't want to be that way. And I hope she still wants to not go down that path necessarily.
yeah, no, I agree. I agree. But that whole conversation with Sid and Lily were just really beautiful, and I was so happy that they had it. And it was, but I have to mention, they were having this whole conversation while they're supposed to be on watch, which is hilarious. But they're doing it while everyone's supposed to be doing a short rest, and I was okay. I know I get way too into it. I know, but I always like put myself in the situation with the characters and with the party. And just thinking about how stressful being in that room while they're taking a short rest. I mean, for me, there's so much going on and the ghosts can come through the freaking walls and nothing is
Right.
safe. I would just sitting in that room felt so uncomfortable for me. Like them sitting in that room was made me feel like, oh my God, like, they're just sitting there. It's awkward. They're trying to rest. Oh.
Well, in a sense, a short rest does not have to be necessarily a mental break. From my understanding of what little D&D I have played, a short rest is not quite the same as a long rest. A long rest, I believe you're supposed to actually get real rest. But with a short rest, you're essentially letting your body just chill out for a little bit. I mean, you can just sit on the floor and let your body chill because you could be running and running and running. But, there's a point in time where your body's like, I got to sit down. You can still feel all these feelings. You can be terrified. You can be anxious about stuff. But the short rest is mostly for the body. That's my take on it. But I could be terribly wrong. Some deep people out could be,
even
could
on
correct
your
me.
take, so I'm running from Freddy Krueger. I'm running from this guy. Let me just sit in this room for a minute. It's fine. No, that's going to be very uncomfortable for me regardless. I would just sitting there would make me so anxious. So they didn't really address it too much. I mean, Jeff said it's very unrestful, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, and I'm not even there.
I think the point he was trying to make was it's so unrestful that they would not be able to get an effective long rest. And so that's why it was go with the short rest and take it as it is.
Well, I would have probably not getting too much of short rest. But I will have to say that the best part so the double mirrored room thing was super cool. And I know, guys, it's not surprising, but legitimately, I was like smiling so hard when Whitebeard's like, all right, I'm gonna sit back. You guys take care of it. It's just freaking took the rum. Oh, he's so great.
Well, he did exactly what Whitebeard would do. He'd be like, nah, I'm not needed for this. It's a little out of my depth. I'm gonna let my minions take care of it. Kind of a thing. I hired these guys. They're gonna take care of it. You just go do your thing. Go do your thing.
He's great. And the thing is it made sense because he's not really that effective on killing these ghosts. He's not magical.
No.
So yeah, let the mage just take care of it. He's had no problem stepping in any battle where he can actually be effective. He's had zero problem doing that. But it was just really funny how he was just like, I felt like Chevron was like, I want to help. Chevron was like, you guys can be fine. I'll sit here. And it was just, Whitebeard.
And Siv's like, no, sit down. You can't help. No, we're not going to let you help. And he's like, but I can help. Let me help.
I also want to take 2.5 seconds to say I'm learning a lot from the YouTube comments that I am not the only one that likes Whitebeard. There are my people out there. That is all. Where you at? Where you at? That's it. I had to take 2.5 seconds because it's exciting. I loved, by the way, that creepy part when they went through, the ghost came through the wall and touched Chevron on the back of the neck. Yeah, it was so good. I thought that the battles this episode with the coming through the walls and in the hallways to the dolls to everything, it was so amazing.
I'm really glad that Fahima was like, here, I'm gonna, since we're taking a short rest, let me go and just send my little methods out into that library and just check it out, see what's going on in there, and they can report back. Well, they weren't able to report back, but they were able to basically confirm, yes, there's something in there. Do we have the ability to take care of it right now? No, we need to take a rest. And so that was really smart on her end. But also, yeah, I totally agree. Like, that library scene was really cool. The dolls busting through at just the right opportune moment was kind of like, I don't know. It was kind of like a really cool action-packed movie where you have one battle going on, all of a sudden another one just bursts over here and it just interrupts that one. They're like, oh shoot, we got to go take care of this issue. It's worse. I just thought it was super cool, and they're terribly creepy. Oh my gosh.
When it came to the library scene too, the geek in me was kicking because and I was happy some people in the chat got the reference, but all I was thinking of is, for those of you who have played Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, there's this whole level thing where the books and the libraries come and attack you, and that is all I thought of the whole time. And it was great. It was a nice nostalgic moment there, but it was awesome. And the dolls were the music with the dolls. I mean, I really thought every single fight this episode was amazing in its own way, mixed with Jeff's amazing descriptions in the music and even some of the characters' color commentary. It was beautiful. And someone said it in chat, and I 100% agree. And I didn't say this earlier because I was excited about my brand new shirt. But anyway, this was a very episode for me too, because this was the worst cliffhanger I think the show has ever done. And it was 5 seconds after the show ended, and I already was dying for the next episode. Like, I think this next episode is the most anticipated episode for me anyway, and I'm just like, I don't want to wait a week. But moving
only 24 more hours.
I know. Yeah. So moving to kind of the conclusion scene, where we're all in. They put all the items. They had quick Discord shout out for those of you who don't use the Discord yet. I don't know why you're here if you haven't. It's kind of weird, but awesome. They have a no cast zone where the cast and the crew can't come in. Only Jeff can, and everybody talks about different theories, and it's really, really, really fun. And as far as very specifics, like what each of those items meant and what's going on with the characters, we're always discussing theories in there. And people have gotten the theories in the past. So, I mean, it's pretty fun, and it's really I think it's fun to sit there and chat about that. So we won't go too much into the theory. We'll save the theory for that. But what did you think about the Viscount being Jaspin? I know you were super excited about that.
I figured he had something to do with it, but I thought he was like maybe a son of the owner of the castle. No. That was close, but not really. So that was pretty cool that, but it was still, I don't know. I think he's just mad. he was mad then. He is mad, way mad now. I don't know what part he has to play in all of this and how he came about even being in the employ of this guy. I'm just curious how all this plays out because there's so many directions that it could possibly go.
It's amazing. I just love how he straight up walked into the room and then stabbed the man of the house. It's just like, what more thing did he to do? He just stabbed him.
They trusted him so much. They trusted
I
him with
loved
their
it.
sons to read books and play with them. Like, this guy was genius in how he integrated himself into that family.
Yeah.
Even despite all of the different servants and everybody else that was in their employ just going, no, this guy's kind of weird. He's kind of creepy. Maybe you, oh wait, no, you're going to kill me. Oh, okay. Yeah, fine. Throw me out the window, whatever.
I just loved how he was just like, what? He's like, because I know, like, he was cool. And then he just burnt the place and he was awesome. I enjoyed it. I thought it was sad that he burned everyone else in the room. And yes, guys, we didn't forget about the third kid. And I applaud everyone to have this massive theory talk. And who is the third kid? Are we going to see him again? What's going on? And where is he? Well, so many things. I almost just started getting into a theory, but it's exciting. And yeah, freaking Yon Lo being the little kid. I'm very curious how much we talked a little bit about this, so I'll touch on it a little bit. You mentioned when you and I spoke about the show, you were saying that you thought maybe they will try to talk to the lady of the house first. Do you still think that? I think she went away. I don't know. Can you guys still hear me?
I can hear you now. I haven't heard you for like a whole minute. The internet's really bad here. Sorry. But what was the question?
Do you think that they're going to try to talk to the lady of the house?
Oh, yeah. I totally think they're going to try and have a conversation with her because I would feel that Lily would want to at least have a conversation with this lady. Fahima would be on the fence of whether or not to have a conversation with this lady. I think James would be like, I'm curious what the heck has been going on here. And Siv and Ogo are just like, we're ready to fight whenever. I think that's just how it generally goes. But, with all the stuff that this woman has gone through, she has lost her sons. She has lost her husband somehow. She lost her husband being murdered. She was locked in a room. Like, I think that's a big deal. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Maybe try and talk it out first. And then if she's just like, no, I'm crazy and I want to kill you, then fight. Hopefully they go that way.
I don't think they're going to. I think there's going to be a fight. I think Jeff specifically used the word menacing. I think that especially with their very failed attempts of talking to every other ghost in the house, I think they're gonna go for it. And
I feel like this one's gonna be special in particular. Like there might be some actual clues that they might want to get out of her for whatever reason, because clearly they saw that the Viscount is Jasprin, so they want to know, do you have anything else to give us? Because maybe we have to go up against him. How he would ever do that. He might have a fart attack. I don't know.
All I know is Whitebeard's gonna kill some ghosts. It's gonna be awesome. So any last, before we do one of our amazing sponsors
yes.
and move on to the trivia, any last comments, questions, or concerns about this episode? Because it really was
amazing.
A solid 8 out of 10.
Absolutely amazing. I cannot wait till tomorrow. I might be staying up late tonight just rewatching the very end, just so that way I can feel very, very prepared for tomorrow.
I can't. If I watch the end again, I'm literally going to just go in full blown, like, I was so jazzed at the end of that episode. Seriously, best and worst cliffhanger ever. I can't deal. And on that note, check out my amazing shirt again. Also, we have a sponsor for this episode. Take it away, girl. Take it away.
All right, so our amazing sponsor today is from Fraka's Feathers. So this is their commercial they have. Fraka's Feathers, where you may fight, fly or flee for free. A large assortment for feathered friends are well cared for in our fastidious facilities. We have the furious but faithful Achairai, the fiery phoenix, and a synchronous flock of crows that will set the foreboding tone to the entry of any abode. We also carry an accessories good for the birds. Saddles for your Achairai, fireproof clothing for the fickle phoenix, and bird seed. For whatever event you want to flaunt a fearsome flight-worthy creature, come see us on Fawning Street in Farthingway.
I love it. I do have one question for you, though.
Uh-huh.
Ingrid. Have you heard the story about the birds? No? Do you get it? Please say you get it.
I'm sorry.
Wow, guys. She doesn't get it. Great
I'm
advertisement, though. And pick up your birds now. And on that note, that is a beautiful segue into our trivia. Today we have, so I'm gonna send you backstage to do the refreshments, girl. You got it? You got it?
All right, here I go.
Bye. So I'm going to be hosting this very short segment today, just because I'm really excited about our Blast from the Glass segment. But on today's show, we have Akuna Matata, ages 13, and Lily Doublestuck fan. I can't keep track of you changing your name every 10 seconds, but you're there. There you go. Lily Doublestuck fan. How are the three of you gentlemen today?
Good.
I just realized I was muted. I'm good.
Ages 13! This is the first time I think I've seen your face, and it's very exciting. How is the myth, the man, and the theorist today? If you're talking, we can't hear you, or I can't hear you. Oh, wait, say something? Oh, I can hear you.
It's very
I can
low.
hear you. You're low, but
Very
I
low,
can hear
yeah.
you. Well, it's not going to matter too much because today's trivia, I asked all three of you to make sure you have a paper and a pen.
Wait,
this
did
is
you?
gonna-
Oh my god.
I did. Sam, didn't you do this last time too?
You know, I come
It's okay,
prepared,
you're
okay?
amazing. He's also representative of Team Force of Evil, so
That's all.
anyway,
Fail
we're
gave me
gonna.
the questions in advance, so I'm gonna miss on purpose just so y'all can win.
Oh, is
I
that
appreciate that.
awkward wink? We're gonna do 10. It's gonna be a quick trivia, 10 simple questions, and because it's my favorite, we're gonna be doing quotes today. Every question's a quote, so sink or swim, gentlemen, sink or swim. I will start with, so how this is gonna work is I'm gonna have you write them down. All of you are gonna write them down at the same time. You're gonna have 10 seconds to write them down, and you're gonna show them to me at the same time. Everybody understand? Questions, comments, concerns.
Yes.
Always concerned, but no questions.
Always concerned. You guys will be fine. I'll start off with a warm-up one. This is, as at least this month, this is Team Force of Evil's catchphrase. For those who are debating on which team to join. Question number 1. Friends, I hope you're friends, but based on your actions, that depends. Ooh, look, no hesitation in those answers. All right, you guys ready? Hold on, same time, Sam.
Oh my
same
god,
time.
so sorry.
1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, there's my boy. See, everyone has a point. That's gonna be good. I'm doing all the easy ones.
Can go
first,
home
so
now.
y'all will be fine. Okay.
I just hope I place in the top 3.
Is this
Gets into the fourth.
okay? This one. Okay. Question number 2. I hope to meet again when I am less of a monster or you are more of one. Ooh. And
This one's a guess.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh no, I know it now. Yeah, damn it. I
What did
didn't
you
write
put?
that. No, I put Ugo, but as soon as
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 3. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'll stab you in the heart, because that's what I do. Five, four, three, two, one, go. You have no idea?
Is that what he
Whitebeard,
said?
Whitebeard, and Civ. It is Whitebeard.
It's when they were in
Wow.
the little dinghy.
He loves poetry, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sure. I was like, this sounds like a Jeff Kanata poem, but I was like, I don't know who would have did.
It was. It was just in the form of Whitebeard.
Fair, fair.
Question number 4. I'm fine. I did push-ups until I felt better. Okay, see, everyone got that one. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yay! See, guys, this is easy. Everybody loves trivia. Okay, this is one of my favorites. I'm not even doing this in order. I think this is question 5. I didn't even read them in order.
This is how we get lost.
Every sailor makes the same mistakes, but slow and steady wins the race.
Oh, I can't remember his name, but I know what it is. All right, I know who it is.
And 5, 4, don't show it yet. 3, 2, 1, and
It was the little turtle. Yeah.
Saugus. Yay!
Cool,
I
cool.
love that
My
guy.
fave character.
Saugus. Yeah, that's right. I couldn't remember his name.
Saugus is pretty
Turtle.
great.
Turtle counts.
Okay, question 6, I think. I'm almost done. I'll let you guys know when I'm on my last question. She said you were not powerful enough. She said you would not cause concern. She said you could not get here. Ooh, Aegis is. Oh, you got that one? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What you got? What you
Was it
got?
the Sea Hag?
Ooh,
I was
it
way
was
off.
Yon Mo.
Yeah. Just rewatched that episode. That was.
See, you guys are doing great. Wow, that
This was my plan to lose, remember?
I
Just
just feel
so
like
y'all are
the
aware.
2 of you know who got it right. I think Sean Patrick got it wrong. So feel very happy about yourselves. That's pretty great.
Wow. That'll never happen ever again.
Ever again? Never say never. Okay. Okay. This is a harder one, so prepare yourselves. Powerful people still have feelings of wanting to be normal, probably more than anyone else. That one's a harder one. And then I have one more after this.
Read it again? Sorry.
Yeah. Powerful people still have feelings of wanting to be normal, probably more than anyone else.
It's just a straight guess.
This is a harder one. This is one I want final 2 questions. So, and no one in chat has gotten it right that I've seen. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I want to say that. Oh, yeah.
Okay,
I was
Jan
way
Mo,
off.
Lily, and Ugo. Ooh,
Oh, no,
ages
no.
13.
Mine's Torvald.
Again.
But it was
It
alone.
was Lily. It was
Wow.
Lily.
I fail
Final
at that, and
question.
I'm her biggest fan. Like, how do I miss that?
It's really awkward.
Katie, if you're watching, look away.
Small margin. But I love them all, but Lily is like, if I had to pick one, Lily is my favorite too.
You and your deduction
Yeah.
skills. All right, final question. This is, I couldn't decide if this would be harder than the last one, but this is the hardest question. I did not know in those years that failure was something to be remembered or something to be embraced. It was something that I fought against. I screwed it up, so I'll read it one more time. I did not know in those years that failure was something to be embraced. It was something that I fought against. And 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I can't. Okay, James Civ Chalmers. Is that what yours says, Aegis?
Chalmers. Yeah, the priest from Winkler.
Yes, it was
The
Chalmers.
priest.
Aegis, did you get a perfect score?
I was going to say, yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yes, he did.
Ooh.
As soon as I
Well-
saw Aegis was in this, I was like, Oh no, no chance.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm out.
I had to have him on here. I thought maybe some of these quotes would throw him off, but I did go a little on the easier side. So you're gonna have to come back and play with the big boys eventually, because that will be really fun. But thank you guys for playing. That was fun.
Thanks, Phil. Always fun.
You guys are
Yes, thank
awesome, and you guys got most of them right. Whitebeard's the best. The end. Thank you guys. Bye.
Team Phil.
Oh,
Bye.
I want to let everybody know too that Team Force of Evil did fantastic in that trivia. That is all. That is all. Every one of those people are on Team Force of Evil because I said so. And that's how that works. Are you guys ready? Yes, we're actually maybe going to make an hour. This is exciting for once.
Hey, so we have another commercial coming up, don't we?
We sure do. I was just about to get to our amazing commercial. So we have an advertisement to represent our new segment of the Blast from the Past. Guys, we're going to start selling. We're going to start selling you stuff. And in case you haven't noticed, we found the hottest item in Ind. Without further ado, we put up the clip. There we go. The hottest item on the market right now is no other than the amazing set of porcelain dolls. Yes, I'm as proud to bring you the next level of realistic and lifelike babies. I mean dolls. They can crawl, run, dance, and sing all on their own. No batteries or magic required. Warning, dolls may bite, scratch, and cause severe physical or mental damage. Not suitable for children under the ages of 13. Parental discretion is advised. But guys, please don't take it my word on it. These babies, I mean dolls, are amazing. And please check out our testimonials from our very first customers.
You want to talk about creepy?
It is disturbing on all kinds of levels.
What in the nine hells? What in all bloody nightmares is that?
No. I hate that.
I'm going to take my kitchen knife and stab this repeatedly in the face.
I am going to run 20 feet and throw that thing out the window.
I can still hear the creepy baby song inside my head.
So guys, please listen to those extremely happy customers and get the collection of porcelain baby dolls today.
It's terrible. I don't want any. I'm sorry. I can't do it.
You don't like our own project that we're selling? And if you guys, by the way, want to buy these items, please go to www.savewhitebeard.org to purchase these porcelain dolls now. Are you guys ready for my favorite segment that I'm super excited about? Thanks, I hate it. You guys hate my dolls, but they're amazing. Just try it. Just try it. Ship them all. They're awful. Yes, please do. So we're gonna do my favorite new segment. I'm so excited. A blast from the past. Why don't we bring up our amazing watcher now so we can introduce her? Everybody, welcome the forest elf herself.
Hey.
Everybody.
Ooh, you should mute your stream so that we don't double hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not your microphone. Your stream.
There you go.
Okay.
Yay!
I had a minor heart attack because my internet was having issues. Right as I logged in, I was like, no. So I'm back.
Yep.
It happens.
That internet's
I'm
a fickle
excited that
thing
you
right
made
now.
it though.
I'm so excited to be here.
I was telling them, you weren't here, but I was telling them that it was actually coincidence that you were lining up on the fight right when they got back from Jeff's thing is when you were at. But before we dive into your thoughts, I want to have you introduce yourself and tell everybody about how you found the community and
Okay, well,
the show.
I'm Forest Self 86. I found the show actually through my sister. She had been doing some research on how to DM D&D and ran across Jeff in one of her board game podcasts. So she started watching it. And then I started kind of sitting down with her, watching it, going, oh, they're really good. And just kind of in passing. And then I think I started watching it myself maybe about a month ago. And it has been nonstop since. I am itching to start the next episode. You have no idea. So
Yeah, you've watched a lot in a month.
I have. I luck out with a long commute and a lunch break. And so that's like 3 hours right there. So by the time I get home, I only have about an hour left to watch. So.
Hey, that's good. That's great.
Yeah.
So is there, I like asking, was there a specific moment that hooked you to the show?
Well, I think the one moment that still really sticks with me is the Song of Bengal with Lily. Yeah, Lily and her family all playing the song that inspires heroism. That just, I was not expecting it. And then the music lined up perfectly. And I was so overwhelmed with the emotions. I was just verklempt.
Yeah, and well, let's dive into it then real quick. I really wanted to get your thoughts on the last few episodes that you've seen, as well as maybe some of your predictions for the future. So I take it you were a huge fan of the Battle of Bengal.
Yeah, it was a great episode. Yeah. Civ turning to Lily and going, I'm about to do something really stupid. I lost it. It was great.
Did you think he was going to die?
I didn't think he was going to die, but I was definitely worried there for a minute. I was like, oh no, what are you going to do? I dread the day any of the characters die personally because I love them all so much.
Oh, we do every single time they even get close.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for all you know, they're somewhere already dead. For all you know, I mean, you're not caught up. Who knows? But I do. Can you give me your thoughts and your opinion on Whitebeard and Mervis and the whole pirate story?
I thought it was hysterical. Mervis in general, I laugh really hard, but Whitebeard in particular is one of those characters who to me seemed like he was meant to be a lot bigger than he was, and then the roles were just completely against Jeff. It was one of those, I remember Jeff said, I think, oh, he can do so many cool things and he's not doing any of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how you said that.
Supposed to be very epic.
I love how you said that because I know you've gathered it from the Discord or whatever, but I was clearly Whitebeard's #1 fan. And I knew that in the moment. I could tell that I agree with you. You can tell he was supposed to be bigger. And it wasn't even necessarily the roles. The cards had a lot to do with it as well. The party was just not having it. I was really sad. But did you think that you would have liked to see Whitebeard continue on? Because I actually asked Jeff in an AMA, and he said that, yeah, Whitebeard was supposed to have a bigger part, and it was supposed to be this whole thing, and Ugo just didn't like that, I guess.
Anyways, continue. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I definitely would have liked to see more Whitebeard. I think the portrayal of the character was very kind of quintessential, charismatic bad guy. And I'm like, I wanted to see more of that.
I clearly agree with you, girl. It was a very sad time. So then what did you think about Mervis in general? Like how he reacted to Whitebeard, like the whole thing. What were your thoughts on that?
It was very cold. But, family drama, you can't judge people's responses.
Do you ever wonder what caused that family drama? What are your guesses on that?
All the time, but I don't know. I think, Whitebeard does not strike me as somebody who was maybe the best father. Maybe a lot of,
he whips me often,
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice pause.
Yeah. I was whipped also, what is it that Trevor said,
But what do you think might actually have been what driven the stake between the two of them? Like, yes, okay, maybe he was abused as a child, possibly, but what do you think would have been a defining time for Mervis to go kill this man? Very serious about it.
Blasphemy.
That's really hard. That's really hard. Ideas on what might have caused it. I mean, Jeff had mentioned something about that Whitebeard said, some offhand comment about Mervis, like never being like brave enough to do things himself. And so the only thing I could think of was maybe something related to that.
He did? I don't remember that.
It was like an offhand comment when somebody mentioned your son sent us here.
Yeah, they sent Mervis sent them there, and so Whitebeard questioned why these different guys, why the party was there, and they said, "Well, we're here on behalf of Mervis," or something like that. And he's like, "Yeah, basically."
Oh, I thought you said that Mervis called Whitebeard a coward.
No, not calling Whitebeard a coward. Whitebeard was
Mervis a coward. Sorry,
not being able to do his own dirty work himself, essentially.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, do you think we're gonna see? What are your predictions on because do you think we're gonna see Mervis again? I mean, he's off on Whitebeard's jetty.
Oh, I mean, so I know a little bit of what's currently going on the show. Very, very little bit. Like I know there's time travel involved and creepy porcelain dolls. That's about all I know.
Dolls are great.
Yeah, I'm dreading that because that's terrifying for me. Toys coming to life, worst nightmare.
Oh, you didn't like Toy Story?
No, not really.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I still haven't seen the third one or the fourth one, but
hey, you made it through to the second one.
I did make it through to the second one on my own. It was a very scary time.
Okay. Focus.
Anyway,
people. As far as Mervis, you don't know time travel, nothing. You don't know what's going on. Mervis, who's currently on his way to Whitebeard's jetty to have his amazing father's ship, do you think we're going to see him again?
I don't think so. I don't know why, but my instincts are saying no.
He's just chilling on his father's land.
Yeah, just, has his ship. Maybe if they had gone back through the portal that I'm keep thinking Nauseous, but that's not her name, Claudette.
Claudette, yeah.
Maybe if they had gone back through the portal that she had set, maybe they would have seen it again, but I don't know, the episode I ended up was the end of the Inferno, so the last I heard of them, they were, in a vision, and I don't know how they're going to get back to land, No,
you don't.
I don't.
Well, about the Inferno battle, tell us your thoughts, opinions on that.
Can we just say, one, the set was incredible.
It was so cool.
So cool. I remember the first time they brought out the Warden set or the Lodestar and was just mind blown. And then they outdid themselves with.
It was so good.
Yeah.
With the Tardy Plunder. I thought the Tardy Plunder was brilliant. How you can move all those different layers off of each other.
Right.
Oh, I want that at my house. I think it'd be so cool.
Right? Like, how do you top the Tardy Plunder? You have a real Kraken.
Oh,
yes.
It was perfect.
A little moving arm
was really
everywhere.
Cool. So what were your overall thoughts on it, and what did you think about the Kraken and Yanmo?
Yanmo is interesting. I definitely think we're going to be seeing him again.
Because he took off, right?
Yeah, he took off.
So how do you think we're going to be seeing him again?
I
think he was very seafaring, wasn't he?
He was, but I think he's tied in with everything that's going on with Urtenfurt and whoever the mage is. And I think, so the rundown, I think it was Ron said that he believes there's kind of an unnatural order, and I'm starting to believe that as well. Yeah.
Interesting. And you think Yanmo, the mage, and Ernford are all in it together?
That's my instinct, yes. That's
so let me get this straight. You think Ernford's alive?
I do think Ernford's alive.
Interesting.
Well, because the last we saw of him, he was flying off. I think we did see him crash, but he could have survived.
He got hit with a boomerang.
Yeah, he did get hit with the boomerang. Well, I guess that might have killed him.
No, I just think it's interesting you think he's alive. I just find that interesting. Do you think he's like in the backstage and this really like you think he's a bigger villain than behind the scene?
I think he's one of them. I don't think he's like the major one. But if there is some kind of overarching, squad against the natural order, I feel like he would definitely be a part of it. Also, part of me just hopes to hear his rhymes again because it made me giggle.
Ernford was the best, right?
He was the best.
I mean, Whitebeard, Ernford, but they're both pretty fantastic.
I will say I do like Ernford. I'm actually kind of for Team Ernford just a little bit because I like engineers an awful lot. I like tinkerers, and I love his personality. It was just,
So let me get this straight. Are you saying both of you are Team Force of Evil?
No, I'm not saying Team Force of Evil. I am saying Team Neutral generally. But Ernford's pretty cool.
First off, can you please reveal to the world and the community what side are you on?
I am on.
Choose wisely.
Can I be Switzerland?
Team Neutral!
Team Neutral! No, okay. So I do sometimes think the players have it too easy.
Yes.
That being said, once I finally get the opportunity to really dig in live, I will probably be passing out forces of good all over the place, Jeff and the players. I personally, forces of evil make me sad because I'm like, I can't do anything to hurt these people that I love. They're great.
Yeah, because some of them are pretty nasty, absolutely horrible, and almost kill our characters. But why I say Team Neutral is, yes, they do have it easy a lot. But the thing is I like to see a kind of a balance of good and evil in a way, but I like to see it not so supremely evil and supremely good. I like to see a little bit, enough to give it a push in the story into, whichever direction, enough to give them some issues along the way. So that way they don't have it too easy. That's why
I want to point out Durza in chat who said just because you like the good guy doesn't mean you can't like a villain. I agree, sir. I agree 110%. And the Carson, thank you for pledging your allegiance to Team Force of Evil. You're fantastic. Basically, first off, what I'm gathering is your hashtag Team Confused.
Yeah, probably. Hashtag do no harm.
I'm just kidding. So then let me get your final predictions on, you left off on a cliffhanger, a pretty big one. And just prediction. Clearly, we all know what happened, but I want your prediction on where you think, how is the next episode going to start? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
Oh, what do I think is going to happen? Well, I think they're going to be back on land somehow. I don't know if a whole week will have passed like it did the last time they had a memory flash of the Warden's past. I think they're somehow going to have to Lily's family back to Bingle, so that's going to be something that has to be addressed.
Interesting.
And then where they're going to go from there? Potentially on a search for Yangmo and the mage, whoever the mage is. Because I'm trying to think of story aspects that they've been told that would be, okay, well, we should follow up on this or do that. So those are my predictions, my very vague predictions.
What are their overarching goals of their campaign currently, in your opinion? What do you think that they are going to try to go for as their next few steps, other than, obviously trying to take back the Lily's parents and try and look for Yanmo and the mage? What are some overarching goals that they have to get wherever they want to go?
Well, I think they have, 3 more wardens to find?
Yeah.
And they've basically been tasked with that. So, steps to find the next warden. Oh, there was, I guess that would have been Claudiette, the mage that Torvald was trying to send them to.
Mm-hmm.
But, maybe they'll see the next natural order mage and go on their quest there. The thing with D&D is I feel like it's so hard to predict what's going to happen, because the players could make a choice that send them in a completely direction than what the story is saying. So
what do you think about the natural order?
They seem slightly incompetent.
Why do you think that is?
Spoiler, I mean, not spoiler, but in the latest episode of the Dungeon Rundown that I watched, Jeff was saying, he was kind of trying to avoid the dungeon master coming along as a PC. And so he kind of always built in some kind of flaw into his wizards so that they wouldn't be tempted to come along on the adventure. So I think they strike me as more of a scholarly group that are trying to figure out what happened in the past, because, the past has been kind of lost. We know that there were wardens, but what exactly happened, And I think that's kind of what's coming about with the flashbacks and them having to find the tome that was stolen.
Interesting. Well, stay tuned. I love how you're like spoilers when you're the one who's like 5 months behind, 7 months behind.
I'm like half the show behind.
Literally made my night.
You have a lot of really good guesses. Really good theories. I think so. I mean,
I'm just kidding,
whether they're
girl.
valid or not, I think those are really good theories.
I wanted to point out too, because you mentioned how D&D is so, chaotic and who knows with D&D. I do want to point out that you have played a little bit of D&D, and I wanted you to know that I loved the song you posted in the D&D general discussion. Yeah, don't worry, I'm not going to play it. But okay. I encourage everybody to go and check out. You're very talented yourself, and I personally enjoy your D&D stories, and I know a lot of people do too. So keep sharing them because it's really, really fun.
I will do. And thank you, Lily Dumblestuck, for inspiring me to play my first bard.
Oh, there you go. Shout out. My last question to you then will be, besides Lily Dumblestuck playing a bard, which, by the way, again, very beautiful voice, very beautiful song. How else has this show impacted or inspired you in your D&D games?
I think it's inspired me to take more role-playing risks. So many times you can get so wrapped up in the mechanics of it that you're not playing to your character. And I feel like this show has been such a great example of really role-playing and being your character in that time. And that has made it so much more fun and enjoyable all around.
Oh, that's beautiful. I agree with you. I think as a non-D&D player, I think that same point, just reversed. I think that it taught me that you can really role play and be interactive with the game at the same time, and it's so fun. This show is beautiful. Forrest, any last questions, comments, or concerns before I kick you out? You close the stream so then I can continue with my spoilers.
Okay. All right, I will. I have nothing else. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you.
It was lovely talking with you, and I'm going to go start the next episode.
Okay,
do it.
Have fun.
You're amazing.
Bye.
Bye. Wasn't that fun?
That was so good. I'm so glad we had her on as our first blast from the past. She did such a great job. Thank you so much. 10 out of 10
straight face, right? 10 out of 10. No, she's super wonderful. She's super sweet, and I love hearing her D&D stories. I love hearing everyone's D&D stories. Also, shout out to Shep Scott, who also pledged his allegiance to Team Force of Evil. Thank you, and welcome to the team, buddy. Cake's on the table over here, cookies on the table over there. Huzzah! Anyway, there's so much I'm excited for about this show. But before I close out with my spastastic comments. Ingrid, do you have any last questions, comments, or concerns?
I feel like I need to start on a campaign for Team Neutral. Really do think that this needs to happen because there are so many people out there that I think would agree that neutral is valid. It's not just good and evil. I think there's some neutral out there. So, I wonder how I need to get this campaign rolling.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. In the Game of Thrones, you win or you die.
This isn't the Game of Thrones. This is the
no
Dungeon
middle
Run.
ground. There is no middle ground, woman. Anyway, on that note, as she tries to spark up another team, guys, seriously, I'm so excited for this episode. What is Civ, Lily, Ugo, and Fahima going to do now that they found out that Choron's son is Yanmo? What is freaking Choron gonna do when they realize that they don't really care for his son? What is Whitebeard gonna do when everybody is all in different directions? Now that Whitebeard has followed through on his end of the bargain, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna betray him? Will we save Whitebeard at the end? Is this the episode where I'm gonna cry and cradle his dead body? Are they going to be able to beat the lady of the house? Are they going to try to talk to her? Will we ever go visit the Viscount again? Will we find out about the tower, the light, everything? I don't know. But please, everybody, I'm so excited to see all of you guys tomorrow. That I'm counting down the seconds right now. Everybody, be safe. I love you. You guys make my day. And seriously, you guys are a shining light in this very, very terrible time. So please love each other the way I love every single one of you. And without further ado, humankind, be bold.
Be both.